Hi everyone, welcome to the next video. In this video, I'm not going to be talking about anything technical per se. I attended a meetup yesterday, so I was kind of planning to talk about that. And in my first video, I talked about why communities are important, but I want to emphasize a bit more uh, about the communities and why, if you are getting into cybersecurity, you should go and introduce yourself to some of these communities that are out there. You're seeing one of the pages of the meetup that I went to yesterday. It is called BIOS meetups. So it's done by a lot of students and some working professionals who are part of a team called BIOS. They are a CTF team and they work on CTFs most of the time, and every once in a month uh, they try to host a meetup in a city called Bangalore in India. There are tons of these kind of security communities out there. I just have a few of them listed here. You have something called Division Zero in Singapore, which I know about. I have been there. I've seen their conferences as well. They're like a really cool group. Then you have Nalcon, which also happens in India, which is a very big conference. Um, then you have a ton of meetings by OWASP group as well. Like you can see a ton of meetups and meetings that happens. Then there are other meetings that happen all over the world as well. So now the question arises, like, why would you want to go to a meetup and be part of it? Uh, so as a beginner, you really need to go to these events so that you can actually meet experienced people who can kind of be your mentor. Ideally you can have many mentors. That's the best way. Like, people can multiple people can provide you different levels of knowledge on different things. That is one of the main reason. Like, as for me personally, being part of a community really helped because I had a ton of mentors who like maybe 10, 20, 30 mentors who really helped me out in multiple aspects. I would even say I have maybe even more than that. Anyone who gives you like really valuable information can be considered a mentor in a sense in cybersecurity. Um, and for a person who's really starting out, and especially in the BIOS meetup that I went to yesterday, there were a lot of young aspiring people who want to get into cybersecurity were asking me like, hey, how should I get into it? Where should I start? All of these questions, right? So I guess this question will be universal to other people who are trying to get into cybersecurity and are in other parts of the world as well. So you go to a meetup, talk to people, and almost all of the time people love to help others out. uh, and with experience people can share you better pathways to learn things and stuff. I personally had, like, yesterday when I was at the meetup, I saw an experience. So I want to share an experience where two people were talking, whom I know were talking about a particular topic. So I'll give you a bit of context to that as well. um, so let's say if you're an experienced person, like now I have covered people getting into security, but people who are in security who are like maybe 5 6 years in the business and they are working on some niche areas. When they get together, right, they have like really interesting conversations and get new ideas as well. So now it comes to my mind that, that example that I want to put in, like, so there were two people who were working on EDRs specifically, and they had like a really interesting conversation. So one person was really on the offensive side and the other person was on the defensive side, and it's kind of really interesting to see how they tackle the problems, and both of them can infer because both of them are trying to solve their own respective problems. One person was trying to bypass an EDR and the other person was trying to find this by detection mechanism as well. So these two both people are kind of researching on tactics. If you don't know what an EDR is, it's an endpoint detection and response system that is there. It is used by many companies, almost all of the big companies that are out there. So even professional people, they get a lot of information out of these meetups, and most of the meetups are free. And companies provide space to do that. So yesterday I was in a company called Grow. They were like super kind enough to give a space to do the do the meetup. Most companies are really happy. Like if you can see some of the companies that has helped this particular meetup out, like Cred, CloudSec, Traboda, Flipkart, Mindra, ton of companies love to help these kind of meetups out. It's kind of their way of giving back to the community. And second of all, like really talented people come to these meetups, so companies also get a companies also can find great talents who can help them solve problems as well. So it's kind of a win-win for the both people, the people coming to the meetup as well as the company as well. And if you research anything about cybersecurity, many things happened in security because of the communities that are out there. You can look into DEF CON or big conferences like that, which has evolved kind of through these communities. So anyone who's trying to aspire, getting into security, or professionals who are there as well, meetups are a great place. And yesterday I had a talk as well, and it's kind of a safe place for us to talk about all of these things, and people can really infer from it, and we can have like really meaningful conversations, and it's a really informal stage as well, and we could really talk about various concepts and things like that. So I would urge anyone that's out there who's trying to get into security to give these communities a go, and definitely check these out. I think that's all for this video. It's a really short one. I want to share this experience with you as well. Thank you so much.